9:29. We know we're coming up on a romantic date on the calendar this weekend. With Valentine's Day coming up, love is on our minds. But navigating the world of dating can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, especially in the time that we're living right now. Joining us with some dating tips is Melanie Reitz, author of Confused Woman, Tales and Advice on Love, Dating, and Relationships. Melanie, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get right into this book. You say, first and foremost, I'm not a therapist. This is not a situation where I am walking you through what to do and not to do.
This is not, there are some tips and tricks, but it is not a serious, technical therapy counseling list by any sense of it. It's more of fun, and this is what I've gone through, this is what I've experienced, and hope you don't go through what I've gone through. And no, it's a fun book, and it does have some good advice as well.
So you want people to learn from your adventures.
My adventures. I love how you word that. It is adventures. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Give us an idea of a story or one of these adventures that you think is useful that you can pass along to someone who's in the navigating the dating world.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at profiles online, it's like a buffet of gentlemen on whatever dating site, and you're thinking, this is amazing. I can just send a little hi and a little wink, and everything will magically appear, and they'll show up, and it'll be great. In reality, there's some yuck and some kind of scary, creepy people out there that you really don't want to go out with. And so I think just being very careful when you look at profiles and the kind of pictures they have on there. If, they're out in a bar and they, have the beers and they have all these attractive women around them, I'm thinking, this is probably not someone who wants to walk down the aisle anytime soon.
So how can you tell, if someone is serious or not? Or depending on what you're looking for, how can you tell that maybe you'd be on the same page? Well, if you're looking to, potentially get really serious, how do you know if they're going to get really serious or vice versa?
I think looking at their profile as well, they would go on and on about themselves. They'd have all the photos. They would have, I will take you out and wine you and dine you, candlelight and under the moonlit stars, like they picked it up off a Harlequin romance novel. And how fabulous they were, but then you go down to the bottom of the profile and what they're looking for in a woman, and it'd be blank. Well, okay, so basically I have to have a pulse and I'm good enough. And so, could you give me a little more of what you're looking for and be more specific? So I think, the more information they put out there and the more they're open and honest too, and that's another thing in the digital world, you can really just put on a facade and you can just be anyone and not put your real self out there. And I think it's important to kind of be able to weed through and find the honesty, and it's going to take a little time to dig and find that.
This is not your first rodeo.
This is not my first rodeo. Unfortunately, I've been to several rodeos, and beyond rodeos. Yes, it has
since
evolved.
You started from the first time that you were in the dating
has,
world.
yeah. I mean, initially, I didn't even meet my first and second ex-husband online. It was more just meeting in person or through contacts. But nowadays, it's just so easy to swipe and these different apps, and it's just very dismissive and, ghosting. I don't have to ever reach out to you again. It's a completely different world. Yeah.
Speaking of different, you've got people who are in their 20s who are dating. You've got people in their 40s who are dating. You have people in their 60s who are dating.
Yes.
I mean, it's a very different world depending on which category you fit into. How is it different?
Absolutely. The older you get, honestly, the more challenges. And I don't want to say baggage because that sounds really bad. But you do have more, when you're older, you have children, you have an ex-spouse. If it's a man, he will have financial obligations, so he may not be able to, jet you off to the Riviera. It's a lot more complicated dynamic when you're older, and so it presents more challenges compared to when you're younger.
You have more life.
You have a lot more life, and it takes a lot more to put a relationship together between two people.
Let's end things on a positive note.
Yes, no, there is hope. there is hope. Yes.
And would you say that for someone just entering it right now, what would you say is the best part of dating in today's times?
I think just being able to look at all the different options out there, and don't just focus on online dating. I know that's kind of the trend and everybody's going that way right now, but I don't see what's so bad about the old-fashioned, I could bump into someone at the grocery store, or having that human interaction again. You know how many times you're out dating and couples are out together at dinner and they're all buried in their phones, and I kind of want that human contact back.
Sure.
Agreed.
Cool stuff.
Yes.
Thanks, Melanie.
Thank you so much.
A launch event for the book is happening this Friday, by the way, the Action starts at 6 p.m. The action at the Brave New Workshop at the theater at the lobby there. That's on Hennepin Avenue in Minneapolis. So do check it out. Melanie,
Thank you.
thanks for being with us.
Good
today.
luck,
Thank you.
too.
Thank you.
Good luck, for sure.